So clearly the expectation is the front runner here is Microsoft, perhaps partnered with Walmart. Does that make sense to you for Microsoft?
It makes a ton of sense. It's not like Microsoft hasn't taken enough bites at that apple over the last 2 decades, trying to get into the social media game, and now partnering with a longstanding partners of theirs, Walmart. It makes a lot of sense for them to have a go at it.
Is this just because they can make it profitable for a relatively small price, 20 billion or 30 billion that's being banded around? Or are they going to extrapolate, pull out all of the machine learning algorithms and use it in their other business lines? Will they even be allowed to do that based on the terms of the sale?
I think Microsoft will be able to leverage this substantially. Also, I think Walmart as well. Like, when you think about Microsoft, they've done deals with Nokia, which essentially was like the heart of, that was the heart of a nation, that particular company, Nokia. And they've shown that they can manage and lead very, very large acquisitions. Like, think LinkedIn, that was in the $20 billion range as well. Here, the important thing to recognize with TikTok is we're dealing with a new class of software and a new class of entertainment, one that was fundamentally built around discovery. And that is so unique, so novel, and so disruptive here.
Who has the most to fear in terms of the US tech companies, in terms of what Microsoft and Walmart will be able to do with this? I guess initially we all thought it would be Facebook, that sort of social media company. But is it now Amazon if this partnership with Walmart really takes hold?
I would argue like Facebook, Google, also a lot of the media companies, like I would include Disney and Netflix even at some point, have a lot to fear. We're dealing with a fundamentally new model for media creation, media creation that's centered around discovery. The Walmart twist is an interesting one. And yes, I think it is actually a brilliant move on Walmart's part. It will put some pressure on Amazon. Amazon still remains an incredible juggernaut. But what Walmart potentially has here the ability to gain is a huge new set of real estate. Keep in mind, they're also a merchandiser. They deal with foot traffic every day. And so having someone like a Walmart enter this view with a merchandiser's perspective is very, very interesting.
Given all of these potential avenues and opportunities for the buyer to go down, is 20 to 30 billion the reported or mooted price? Is that enough for ByteDance to bother? This is a company that's been valued at over 100 billion in the recent past. If they're kind of crown jewels, their algorithms and machine learning technology is going to be used in all sorts of other areas, should they be either looking for a much higher price or be willing to write off their US business as a whole if that were necessary?
Yeah, this is interesting. The more I'm starting to reason about this, like 20 to 30 billion is actually a really interesting price. Keep in mind, we're dealing with an imperfect market right now, where from a geopolitical side, both governments on both sides have stepped into this negotiation. So I don't see a fair market price necessarily being established here. This is going to be a somewhat protracted negotiation, given that you have governments on both sides of the ocean in the U.S. and China laying their thumbs on the scale. So it's going to be, the pricing here will be a really interesting pickle.